Right in the middle. That's wild. When did it happen? We'll try to keep our comments down. Did you bring cold steak? I did. How are they? They start? Did you do a good job? Staying up there, you're not doing it.
Hello, hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello.
Stand on the side.
If you can get one of the corners or on the boards.
There is more seats on the other side of that pillar, but the other two seats on the whole section. So we got to mix up the deal. Yeah, right. It's only bad when you really runs it. Yeah, right. Exactly. Hey, yeah. We were here 6 years ago with Brandon's team. And we were right beside the other corner. And every time we would yell, they would yell at us and vice versa. And they had a kid with a hockey stick banging on the metal thing, and the sound just.
Oh, yeah. Explain to him. That dude's weird. Your kid's not making one of himself. Yeah. That ain't my my kid's usually a mascot. Your kid ain't you.
Let's go! Let's go!
Yeah. I think he does commentaries for that training play.
Or just add in, as long as it's good.
Hey guys, there's way more seating all over there. It's all
All right, welcome back, Hawks fans, from the holidays. It's been a long break with no hockey, and now back from the holidays. I think the Hawks have had 2 practices, 1 dry land, and now 1 game here. And we'll get 1 more, maybe 2 more practices in before we head off to Seattle for the SeaTac tournament next weekend. So we'll see if the Hawks come out fresh and rested from the holidays, or if it takes us a little while to get our ice legs, hockey legs, back under us. All right, this is Bryden to take the face-off, and we're back to playing some live hockey in 2026. That pass deflects towards center ice. Kai and Cole fight over it a little bit, along with a Lafayette Locomotives player. Bouncing puck stays in the zone for Lafayette. Still push it to this near corner. Centering pass deflected off a Lafayette stick into the far corner. Little collision on the far boards. Tried to send it deep, couldn't do it. And now that one ricochets out to center ice. Kai overskates it briefly, and now he'll dump it in. Christian, fresh on the ice, goes after it, hustling towards the puck. Centering pass deflects towards Zach. That's Trace fighting after it into the corner. Locos will get to it. Try and slide it up towards neutral, and Trace is there to keep it at the blue line. Keeps it in again. Skates towards center. Tries to get around a defender and can't do it, and here comes Lafayette back the other way. He slides it forward a little too far, but that won't be icing. He got past the center ice line, but tries a wraparound, and I think that is Sachin in goal. I got to see a number. Nope, that I think is Branson. Branson in net today. Gets his first save of the day. Sorry about the lighting here on the screen. All right, defensive zone faceoff comes towards center. Tyler fights for it. He comes away with it. Tries to skate up through center. Gets it poked off of his stick. But into the zone. Centering pass. Finds Tyler behind the net. He circles around. Centering pass intercepted. And here comes Lafayette back the other way. That centering pass finds a teammate, but Branson able to get a stick and a glove out to save it. Backhander goes wide of the net. And then pushed out of harm's way by Nolan. And here come the Hawks back the other way. First real good scoring chance of the game. This is Kellen with it. His shot deflects up into the netting. Branson was sprawled out in the crease, trying to keep that one out of the net, and he did. Keeps it 0-0. 12:02 left in the first period. I think I remember everyone's name. Bryden with the face-off. Win, and he flips that one towards the net. Just went wide. Kind of fooled the goalie, I think, a little bit too. Fight in the corner. That one pushed behind the net. Locos get it, but he blew a tire, and then Bryden's able to sweep in and push that one deep again. Sent around to the near side corner. Now pushed up to neutral, and Lafayette breaks out with it. Here we come the other way. Fight for it in the corner, big collision, but Lafayette escapes with the puck. Tries a wraparound again. Branson's holding strong at the far post. Lafayette again with it on the far post, swept off of his stick by Rhett. Now pushed up the boards by Bryden. Here comes Bryden up the far boards, avoids a check and dumps it. I think that was Bryden. No, that was Christian. He dumps it in on net. Goalie had to play it. Lafayette sweeps it around the boards, controls it, and they get it out to neutral. But here's Larry with it, sends it up to Kai. They're still fighting for it right underneath me. And now this is Colin with it. He dumps it in deep. Just out of reach of Trace. And now they circle around. Here comes Lafayette. Back the other way. Back and forth we go. Stood up at the center ice line by Zach. Nice play there. And now Colin with it. Trying to get around the Lafayette defenders. Centered it, but it deflected off a stick just behind Zach. Zach with it again. Pushes it back just past Colin. Behind the net. Locos come away with it. But good check from behind to separate him from the puck. That was Ilya playing the puck. And the body. And now swept all the way down, but that's going to be on net, so no icing. Sorry, we're a little out of focus. I'm not sure why. There we go. Centering pass went right through the slot, but then deflected away. Centering pass again, pushed out of harm's way by the Hawks defense, but Lafayette with it again, fires a wrister up and over the net. Now pushed off the boards, took a weird carom off the boards, but Trace is able to get it out. Zach chasing after it, but two locomotives get it away from him. Now sent towards our bench. That one poked by, I'm not sure who. That was Larry. He pushes it up the boards. Now back towards center and then kept in the zone by Kellen. He fires that one wide of the net. Carson chasing after it. Kellen ping-pongs it back behind the net. And Lafayette breaks out, just out of reach of his player, and Cole keeps it at the blue line. Pushes it behind the net. Deep. Nolan stepping up on the play, pushes that one deep again, but only locomotives there. Tyler now giving chase towards the blue line. Lafayette will come away with it. Pushed all the way across, and that one deflected off a stick to a Locos player. Pushed deep along the boards. Locomotives with it, circling around. Through the circle, found a guy on the far post. One-timer attempt. Branson had to make a nice kick save on the far side. Two good opportunities for the Locos here in the first period. That's Kellen with it. He shoves his guy out of the way. Now he gets checked from behind. That's going to be our first penalty of the game. And then Tyler shoved his guy into the boards. A little retaliation. Hopefully they won't send Tyler. Doesn't look like they are. Nope, they are sending Tyler. They're sending both of them. I don't think that was really a penalty on Tyler. I'm biased, but I think that was actually a clean check. Maybe a little late, maybe a little hard, but not really dirty, unlike the Locomotives check, which was. So two guys in the box. We'll stay at 5-on-5 hockey, though. Here's Cole with it from the slot. Save, stick save. Kai on the rebound attempt from the slot. That one goes wide of the net. Deflected centering pass intercepted by Lafayette. Here comes Lafayette back the other way. Pass to the far wing out of his reach. Kellen will go back and get this. Or Nolan, I'm sorry. Nolan loses an edge. Centering pass now intercepted, poked out to neutral. Lafayette controls it. Sends it along the near board one time into the zone. Nolan with it. Gets that one just past Christian down into our offensive zone. Locomotives with it in this near corner. Centering pass intercepted by Lafayette. And here they come again. Bryden, good job to get in front of that. And that one bounces around a bit. Bryden And now helped out by Christian. He flips that one into the defensive zone. They'll wave off icing. That did have enough steam, but going slow enough, they decided to call off that icing penalty. Intercepted by Trace. He read that one all the way, tried to make a move and poked off of his stick. Good defensive play by Lafayette to break up Trace's attempt to go in on the net. We're down to 7:35 left in the first period, still 0-0. Trace pokes that one. Now got caught up underneath the Lafayette player's skates. Ilya from the point. That one's saved, but it got behind the goalie. Sorry, it was a little off screen, but he dives on it to freeze it. 7:18 left in the first period. There's Trace on the face-off. Wins it to the side. Brought towards the top of the circle. Poked off his stick. Trace with it. One-timer. That was Colin with that one-timer. Just went right up and over the net. Might have been deflected. Trace with it still. Slides that one behind to Colin. One shot or pass right to the circle. One-timer didn't get through. And now that's Ilya flipping it with a backhand deep. But the Lafayette player goes down. Good pass from Colin to the far post. Rebound attempt came right back to Colin. And we've got our first goal. That's Colin Tennyson, the first goal of 2026. He passed it to the far side, and I think that was either Zach or Trace on that far post. Goalie made that initial save, but then the rebound came right out to the crease, and Colin followed up his pass and was there in time for the rebound to make it 1-0. Now quickly back into the zone. Kai had it briefly, kept in at the blue line by Kellen. Still fighting for it on the blue line. Now Cole sends that one towards the far corner, but intercepted by Lafayette, and they send it all the way up. They're going to wave off icing, saying Larry probably could have touched that, which is partially true. His pass goes right in front of the net, but pushed away by Kellen. Now slid out through neutral, and that's going to be a little too hard. They're going to call icing on that one. 6:23 left first period, 1-0 Hawks. Two players who are in the box, one for us, one for them. They come out. Penalty boxes are empty. Pushed along the far boards, then tried to get that one out. Kellen sticks a stick in there, can't get it. Lafayette throws that one all the way around the net. It's Cole going down in the corner. Bouncing puck comes to Lafayette player and then pushed aside. Here's Tyler with it. He's trying to get ahead of steam here, and here he comes. Tries to get around the defender. Hits the brakes, tries to center, but broken up by the defender. Cole with it, pushes that one back towards center, but now that bounces around off a few people. And now here comes Lafayette. Sidesteps a Hawks player, winds up a wrister, but that one deflected off the stick of the Hawks defender. I think that was Larry on the far side. Now here come the Hawks again. Slid up to Carson. And then he gives a centering pass to Christian. He gets around a defender, gets it on his backhand, but a diving player from Lafayette took out the puck and the stick and the net. 5:31 left in the first period. We've got a stoppage as the net needs to be put back on its moorings. Here's Bryden on the faceoff. Good win right there by Bryden. Won that one clean. Bounces off the boards a couple times. Christian with it. He flips that back into the corner. Bryden tried a centering pass. Couldn't get that one through. Now pushed around Christian. Oh, good centering pass there, but only Locomotives were around to retrieve it, and they break out the other way. That one bounces off a stick towards the far corner. Ilya had it. That centering pass into the slot, intercepted by Christian. Pushes it to the far boards. Comes back to him, and now that one goes off a stick. Kai trying to poke that one to himself, but Lafayette sticking the way, runs into a check here at the center ice line, and now Nolan with it. Gets around a couple players, fires a wrister from the high slot. Save. pushed into the corner by the defenseman. Now up the boards, bouncing puck, kept in, now sent towards the net, but didn't get through. Poked out to neutral, and now Kai chasing after it, helped out, I think that's Ilya. Now Bryden sends that one to some open ice, and now Christian chasing after it, tried to poke that one, missed it. Locomotives have it. Good pass to the center. And that one a little too far. Ilya's got to get this one. Swings that one off the boards. It looked like Christian was going for a change. Now he does. Didn't want to get too many men on the ice there. Good job by them. Good heads-up play. Nolan now getting harassed from behind, but he still has it. Tries to break out. Now does get it out to neutral, but intercepted. Now Zach has to come in. Now it's Colin. Gets to center ice, whiffs on that first attempt, but then sends it in deep. Locomotives and Trace will get their first, kept in at the blue line nicely by Rhett, but that bounces off the boards right back to a Lafayette player. Centering pass finds a Lafayette player. He goes around to the far sweeper. Centering pass off of Rhett's stick, and then the shot went up and over the net. Good play by Rhett, and then a centering pass. Good poke by Branson, because that was heading towards the Lafayette stick too. There's Zach hustling after this puck. Gets his stick lifted, but they go in hard into the boards. Zach and Trace back there. Now Colin with it. Tries to send that one towards the center. Deflected by Zach. On net, frozen. With 3:16 left in the first period. Still 1-0 Hawks. Carson on the face-off goes behind our offensive zone net. Kept in at the blue line briefly by Rhett, but now pushed out by Lafayette. Able to throw that one into the zone, but right to Larry. He spins around in the corner. Good job, good pass. Just went underneath Carson though. Lafayette retrieves it. Now we're offsides, brought in offsides by Kellen. Tyler and Carson had broken into the zone, but then it was pushed out to neutral. Kellen brought it in. Tyler was not quite back on sides yet. 2:51 left, first period. This comes over to Cole, up to Tyler. He breaks into the zone, gets it poked off of his stick. Sent up the wall. Cole was pinching a little bit there, but good hustle by Nolan to get it back towards our offensive zone. Good forecheck by Carson, but it trickles out to the neutral zone. Now Kellen races in with the puck. Gets caught underneath him. He has to sweep that one with his backhand to the far side, but Nolan is there to get it. His centering pass flies high into the air and up into the rafters. .218 remaining in the first period. Here's Bryden on the face-off. Slides it back to Nolan. He fires that one wide of the net. Kai will get there. Sent all the way around, but on the Lafayette player there, Nolan pinches, but kicked out to neutral by Lafayette. Cole will go back for this. He slides that one towards Kai, but intercepted, whiffed on the second attempt. Now Bryden sweeps in, gets around the defender, fires a wrister, just missed the upper left corner. That looked like it was going in from my angle. Sent out to the blue line. Nolan steps in, flips the backhander on net. Bryden looking for the deflection, can't get it. Lafayette breaks out with it, gets it out to neutral, and they're still coming. Slides that one towards neutral, or towards center ice. Throws a puck. Oh, good centering pass, but a better play by Cole to poke that one out of harm's way. And now Cole throws it behind the net. Loco's still with it. Still applying pressure. Wrister from close range, saved by Branson. He's had to make 2 or 3 huge saves in the last 5-10 seconds. Locomotive still with it. Centering pass to the slot. Now out to the high slot. Fires a wrister off of the leg of Christian. Bouncing puck, can't control it. Now Bryden will skate this out of harm's way. Flips that one probably a little too hard, and that's going to be icing. They might have called that off in the NHL as Kai was racing in there to get it. But at this age group, that is icing. We'll go all the way down. 1:01 left in the first period. Face off one to the far side, flipped up into the air, and now this is going to be a foot race. Here's Zach getting after it. He circles around. He's got Trace in the middle, but a good diving play by Lafayette to get in the way of that centering pass. That one got caught up under some skates, and the Hawks are going to come away with it. That's Zach with it. Fires a pass just out of reach of Colin. A couple players go down along the far boards, and Lafayette will come away with it. Centering pass intercepted and deflected by Trace, but comes right back to that Lafayette player. We're down to 23 seconds left. Centering pass gets around one guy, but finds it found a Locomotives player, and then deflected on net. Branson made a kick save, but then nice lucky bounces for Locomotives. Found the stick of another Locos player, and he's able to slide that one home for the equalizer. I'm not even sure that the Locos player scored that one. We'll have to watch the replay on that one. It was just kind of floating around in the crease. And unfortunate for Branson, he had to make several good saves in that last sequence. But puck finds the back of the net with 13 seconds left in the first period. Hate to give one up in the final 30. That one sent wide of the net. And we're down to 2 seconds. And that'll do it for the first period. A pretty entertaining one. 1-1.
Good work, Locos! Keep it up! Gotta keep working hard. So 7-2.
All right, here we go. Get this second period underway. Carson on the face-off, wins it back to Nolan. He slides it up to Kellen, just out of his reach, though, but it stays in zone. Here's Carson with it, fires a wrister just wide of the net. Circles all the way around. Rhett has to keep that one in just behind Tyler. Up the boards, Rhett keeps it in again, kicks it to himself, flips it in the air, deflected, and now kept in. Tyler slides that one deep into the corner. So Lafayette there, they slide that one up the boards, and that one does come out all the way down, icing. Not sure why it keeps going out of focus. Not sure what it's focusing on. All right. Loose puck tied up by Carson briefly, but that one pushed out to center. Nolan gets it, sends it over to Rhett. He fires that one up the boards. And now Carson races in. He skates that one into the zone, but that's going to be that was a blatant cross check to the back of the head by Carson. He might be going for more than 2 on that one. They're saying a 5-minute. And unfortunately, I think that's a legit call. So 2-minute power play, but Carson will be sitting for a little bit longer than that. Hawks on the defense. That centering pass on the by the Locomotives, stolen by Christian. He slides that one forward. Good job getting the center ice and then pushing it all the way deep to kill a little bit of time. Christian and Bryden on the forecheck. And now Lafayette gets it up to the blue line, and they'll break it out through neutral. Good job by Bryden, hustling back to get that one. And here's Christian on a little breakaway. Short-handed attempt. Makes a move. Goal! Christian, short-handed, came in from this near side. Cut in front of the goalie, got it on his backhand and slid it past the kicking leg of the goalie to make it 2-1 Hawks, a short-handed goal. 12:36 left in the second period. Back in action quickly. Trace on the face-off. Comes into our defensive zone. Larry sends his guy to the ice. Tries to send another guy to the ice, but misses. Lafayette with it behind the net. Cole and Larry fighting with some hot Locos players in front of the net, shoving them out of the way, and there's going to be another penalty coming up on the Hawks. Being a little too aggressive in front of the net. Another cross-check. So for 1:05, a minute and 5 seconds, it's going to be 5-on-3 hockey. I think it should be 5-on-3. Yeah, we got too many players on the ice right now. So for a minute and 5 seconds, it's going to be 5-on-3. But they push it right out to neutral, so that'll help kill off a few seconds. We got Zach out there, Ilya, and I think Nolan. Lafayette with it, fires that one towards the net, poked out of the way by Nolan. Lafayette trying to set up. One-time attempt on the near post, goes wide of the net, deflected by Nolan. Another deflection by Nolan. Long stick of Nolan helping out right here. Ilya now pushes that one out of the way. Lafayette controls it into the corner. Fires that one towards the crease, but that one deflected to the far boards. Good hustle by Zach. Good job by these people. Penalty killers so far. Lafayette with it. Fires that one towards the circle. Deflected by Zach, but Lafayette still controls. Push back. Good cross pass. In the high slot. That one deflects off of Ilya's leg. Right to the Lafayette player, though. They still control it. Diagonal pass across. He whiffs on that attempt. Thought he still had the puck on the stick. He'll spin around. He's got time. Fires that shot. That deflected off of Ilya's stick up into the netting. Good job by these penalty killers. We're down to 2 seconds left on the 5-on-3. Kellen will come in to give Zach a break, but our defenders are going to stay out there, Kellen and Ilya. 57 seconds left. There'll be 55 seconds left of power play for the Locos. 5-on-4 in another 2 seconds. Face off, good win right there. That was Kellen with it. He just skated right through the face-off circle and then raced it all the way up the boards and is able to get that one deep. So we're back to 5-on-4 hockey for another 45 seconds. Here comes Lafayette. Passes across to the far side. Cuts in towards the center. Tries to hand it off, but deflected off of Kellen's stick. They'll set it up. Centering pass. A great pass. And that was a beautiful pass. Circle to circle. Wide open one-timer on this near side. Beat Branson on his blocker stick side. Power play goal for the Locos, and it's 2-2. 10:47 left in the second period. Riding on the face-off. He wins it. Christian slides it over to Nolan. Now back up to Bryden. He races into the zone. Fires that one just wide of the net. Kai chases after it. Circles through the corner. He gets shoved down. Bryden and Christian there trying to help. Poked off of Christian's stick. He'll go behind the net. Here's Kai with it. He circles around. Looking for a centering pass. Now finds Rhett trying to race in. Kai will have to cover for him and keeps it just barely at the blue line. Great play by Kai to keep that one in the zone. That one deflects off of Christian's stick. Comes back to him behind the net. Centering pass deflected off the goalie's stick. Hawk still with it in the slot. Slides it back to Kai, but then poked off of his stick, and it comes back to neutral. Here's Nolan with it. Throws it off the boards. Bryden comes back for it. Poked up the boards right underneath me. Poked off the stick by Nolan, and he'll race into the zone with it. Tries to slide that one to Kai. Little miscommunication. Defender trying to get it to an offensive player. They'll both go for a change. 9:38 left in the second period. 2-2. Tyler racing in on the forecheck. Gets by a couple Hawks players and comes out to neutral. Now Kellen comes back for it. He pushes that one up the boards to Tyler. Centering pass goes over to Trace on the far side. Lifts the guy's stick and dumps that one in. Kellen hustling in after it. Tyler helping out on this near side. That one deflected off of Kellen's stick towards the crease, but then skated out of harm's way. Sent all the way down. Goes off of Larry's stick. He'll have to go back and chase it. Poked up the boards. Kellen with it. He takes his time. Now centering pass bounces through. Trace is over there on the far side. He'll get to it first. Centering pass deflects. Tyler tried to sweep that one on net with his backhand, but got deflected away. Comes out to the point. That was Cole with it. That went off the side of the net. Trace fighting for it. And now Lafayette comes out with it. We're down to 8:39, a 2-on-2 coming back the other way. He lost the puck though. Cole went off of his stick. Cole chasing after it. Then off of Cole's skate, and he comes away with it. Tries to slide that one up the boards. Poked up towards the blue line, but kept in by Lafayette. Off of Kellen's stick. Cole finds that one. Tries to get that one towards the boards. Deflects off a few different people, and Trace comes away with it. He didn't quite get to center ice, but they're going to say no icing as he dumps that one in deep. Down to 8 minutes left in the second period. 2-2 here from the Ice Ranch. Centering pass intercepted. Good play, but that was offsides. Face off one clean by Bryden. Comes over to Ilya on this side. He bounces it off the boards just behind Colin, and Lafayette's able to throw that one back towards our defensive zone. Here's Rhett applying pressure, but now intercepted by Ilya, I believe. Pokes it to the far side. Now deflects off the boards and out to neutral. That pass finds Colin, kicks that one to himself, tried to slide it forward to Zach, but couldn't get it to him. Here comes Lafayette back the other way. Poked off of his stick by Ilya. Circle around through the far side circle, and here comes, I think that's Bryden with it. Tried to poke that one up the boards, but intercepted by Lafayette. But now Zach is able to keep it in briefly. Rhett pokes that one aside, fights for it along the boards, gets helped out by another Hawks player. I think that's Zach. And now that centering pass goes through, no ice. Goes all the way to this near side corner. Pushed up the boards. Ilya keeps it in briefly, but Lafayette controls it. No one can decide who wanted it, but now bounces up toward the blue line, and Ilya's got to keep it in again underneath me. I'll just describe it to you since you can't see it. All right, here's Trace with it. He makes a move, gets around one guy, trying to get around another. Gets pushed behind the boards. Good defense there by Lafayette. And now they'll try and break out with it, and they do. Good centering pass for a wide open Lafayette player, but the Hawks close in on him. A couple Hawks players take him out. That was Kai and Ilya, I believe. Now Kai pushes that up the boards. Good centering pass. Does find Christian, but can't quite corral it. Now he does, but 1-on-3. Still has it. Getting harassed by multiple locos, but he still has it. Gets caught up underneath him. He gets checked from behind. No call. Yeah, just out of reach of Christian. Now good check there in the corner by Lafayette, and they're able to get it out to neutral. Here's Ilya with it. Sends it over to Nolan. Diagonal pass to Christian. He gets harassed again. He's taking a little bit of a beating this shift. We're under 6 minutes left in the second period. Nolan keeps that one at the blue line. His centering pass gets intercepted, but Ilya sweeps in to save that one. Centering pass found a Hawks player, but a little bit of too much traffic, And did the net come off? I think the net came off. I don't think they're calling a penalty. No, I'm not sure what that call is. Net looks like it's off, but maybe it isn't. I don't know why they're coming out to the neutral zone. Anyway, whiffed on that passing attempt, and now that gives Lafayette a chance, but intercepted and pushed back out to neutral. Not hard enough for icing, but Lafayette gets there first. Sent all the way up the boards, kept in by Nolan at the blue line. He still has it. Centering pass almost finds Tyler, but too many Lafayette players in the way. Tyler now with it in the far corner. He spins around, looking for someone to pass it to. Tries to make a move, deflects off of his skate. Nolan keeps it at the blue line, dumps it in deep. We're down to 5 minutes left in the second period. Kept in by Nolan again at the blue line. Bounces that one off the boards, intercepted by Lafayette. Lafayette still with it, comes towards the center. Wrister from the slot, saved by Branson. All right, that was Cole with it, sends it around the far side, or the near side corner. That centering pass intercepted and sent out to neutral. Zach chasing after it, but Lafayette able to send that one out to neutral where Ilya controls it. Pushes it back up the boards. I think that's Zach underneath me. Nope, that's Zach at center ice. That was Colin underneath me. There's Lafayette coming back the other way. Gets it onto his forehand, but fired that one high up and over the net. Centering pass intercepted by a couple Hawks. That's Cole with it. He'll skate it out of harm's way. Slides that one up to Colin. He reaches for it, flips that one off the boards, and chases after it. Here's Zach with it in the corner, helped out by Colin. Couple Hawks, couple Locos fight for it. We're under 4 minutes left in the second period. From his knees, finds Trace in the slot, but too many Lafayette players in the way. And here comes Lafayette back the other way. Cuts back towards center. He had a head of steam right there, but good play by the Hawks defense to intercept that. Now Christian pokes that one, but kept in at the blue line. Centering pass intercepted. I think that's Trace. He's been out for a long shift. He'll go for a change. Christian now circles in, sends that one on net, and he will just pull that one in and freeze it with 3:13 left in the second period. 2-2. Face-off controlled back towards the point, or towards the point, and that was Rhett keeping it in. Larry collision along the boards, but Lafayette controls it, and they'll break out. That one goes off the boards again. Bryden intercepts it, sends it across to Rhett. 75 is the best player, I think, out there for the Lafayette. Good play on that far side. He's applying pressure still. Centering pass intercepted by Christian. He slides that one up to Kai. He'll skate it into the zone. Christian going for a change. Kai goes down, but still is able to pass that one back to Larry, who keeps it into the blue line. Centering pass just out of reach of Kellen. A collision in front, and the Lafayette goalie had to make a kick save. Another centering pass. That one comes from behind the net. I think that was Bryden on the pass. He found Kai in the slot, and he was able to lift that one over the goalie, who was on his knees, to make it 3-2. Kai with the goal from Bryden. Big goal by the Hawks to reclaim that lead. Good pressure there, that shift. This is Rhett with it. He finds Tyler on the far boards. He absorbs the check, but taken away. Sent back towards the blue line. Down to 2:11 left. Loco's goalie pounding his stick. I'm not sure why. Loco's come away with it behind the net, try to break out, but that one slowed down, and here we come back the other way, a 2-on-4. Trace intercepts that centering pass, makes a move between the legs of the Lafayette player, dumps it in, and he'll go chase after it. Trace with it in the corner. He finds Larry out at the point. Slap shot goes off the leg of the Lafayette player. Now Larry throws a stick at it, but it's a 2-on-1 back the other way. Centering pass just out of reach of the Lafayette player. I think Larry might have been hustling back, might have lifted his stick just a little bit at the last second. Now here's Kellen. We got a 2-on-1 this way, but he slides it a little too far. Couldn't quite get it to Tyler on the far post. Now Tyler harasses his player, but Lafayette back the other way. Swept down into the corner. Nolan will get it behind the net. Now helped out by Bryden. Pushes that one up off the boards. That's Tyler with it. Could have a 2-on-1 if we hurry, but good play. Now here's Kellen with it. He's got a little mini breakaway. Gets it. Goal by Kellen. Right as the goalie was going down to throw a stick at it to poke it away, Kellen was able to lift it up and over him to make it 4-2 with 57 seconds left in the second period. Tyler maybe gets the assist on that one as he was the one who pushed it to him in the scrum coming through center ice. But a great play by Kellen to bury that one. The second 2-on-1 that we had. Loco's coach laying into one of the players on defense on the bench. 4-2 Hawks. We get under a minute left in the second period. That one's sent on ice. And then sitting on the far post. And they say, they're going to say it was frozen. The puck ended up in the net, but the referee had blown the whistle. 46.8 seconds left. There's Bryden on the face-off. Bryden doing a great job on those face-offs. Cole tries to fire that one. It deflects off the stick of the Lafayette player. 40 seconds left in the second period. Lafayette breaks out through neutral. Goes a little too far, and Ilya's able to step up and push that one away. Now Lafayette sends it deep again. They're going to wave off icing. We're down to 25 seconds left in the second period. That one bounced off the skate to a wide open Lafayette player, but a great play by Ilya to get his stick in the way so he couldn't get a good shot off. He was right in the slot, ready to fire that one home, and Ilya came in at the last second to get a stick on it. Bryden gets tripped. The penalty coming up here with 6 seconds left. 5.4 seconds left. And the Hawks will get a power play that'll extend into the third period unless we get a goal in the next 5.4 seconds. Two-minute power play coming up for the Hawks, tripping on Lafayette. Trace to take the face off. Wins it to the far post. Pass over to Ilya. He one-times that one off the boards. And a stick save at the buzzer keeps it 4-2 as we go to the third period. All right, so the Hawks will start this third period on a power play. Leading 4-2. It'd be nice to get a little cushion here, as the Locos have put some pressure on us this game and had some good scoring opportunities. Branson's had a good game in net coming back from the holiday break. Kai sends that one forward to Trace. And then comes back to Kai, sends that one towards the net off the glove of the Locos goalie. Tracy circles around. Trace slides it to Nolan. He slides that one towards the net. Christian deflected that one wide of the net. He and Kai fight for it in the corner. Push behind the net. Trace will go after it. Slides that one back towards Rhett. He one-times that one towards the net. Christian with it, gets caught up underneath him, sent that one towards the net, towards the 5-hole, but able to shut the door at the last second and freeze it. 1:22 left in the Hawks power play. Trace on the faceoff, wins it to Kai. Tries a centering pass, comes right back to Trace. He fired that one, went up and over the net. Might have deflected off a stick. Nolan with it, sends it behind the net. Here's Kai with it. Pushes that one back to Christian. They'll try and set up the power play here. Here's Rhett with it. Back to Christian. He circles into the circle. Finds Trace in the slot. He still comes away with it. Wrister just wide of the net. Gets caught up in the back of the net. Christian with it. Pushes that one back to Rhett. He gives it right back to Christian. He'll come through to center. Fires a wrister. Kick save by the Locos goalie, and he jumps on top of it to freeze it. 47 seconds left in the Hawks power play. Good job by the Hawks trying to set this power play up. Hawks will win the faceoff. Cole with it. Passes it to this near side. Can't see who that is. That's Tyler. Centering pass. Finds Kellen, and I think he was able to deflect that one right in the goal. Centering pass by Tyler into the slot. Kellen with his back to the goal deflected that one, and I think that one went right through the 5-hole of the goalie. Kellen is sending Tyler first through the line, so maybe Kellen didn't get a stick on that. It's either Kellen or Tyler with that goal. 5-2 Hawks with 12:41 left in the third period. We're back to even strength. There's Tyler with it again. He comes, gets it onto his forehand, fires a shot. That one, good save by the goalie as that one was heading to the top shelf. Deflected off of maybe his helmet, but at least his glove or something, and goes up into the netting. Bryden will take this face off. Wins another one. Here's Cole with it. Sends that one towards the net off the skate of the Locos player. Kellen whiffs on that first attempt, spins around and tries to get it back, but can't. And it'll come out to the blue line, but not. Oh, they were going to call offsides, but here comes Locos back with it. Now push back out to neutral. Locos will have to catch up, get back on sides. Now Cole with it. He sends that one off the boards to Kellen. He pushes that one into the zone. Locos able to get it towards the blue line, but Tyler keeps it into the blue line. Tries to step around some players. Still has it, but gets poked off of his stick as he comes to the near post. Now fighting for it in the corner. Kellen comes in, lays a shoulder into the Locos player and breaks it up. Now Tyler's going to go to the box for a trip. He was just reaching for the puck, but maybe a little too aggressive with that blade, and the Locos player went down, and Tyler's going to go to the box for the second time today. We're going to have a little talk tonight at dinner. 11:44 left in the third period. Hawks lead 5-2, and the Locos going on the power play. Face off, one back by the Locos. Pushes that one towards the board. Centering pass intercepted. Good defense there. I think that was Ilya. Tried to push it up the boards, Colin did, and now he does get it out to neutral. Bouncing puck at center ice. Zach's able to push that one into the offensive zone, but now the Locos come back in with it. Centering pass intercepted by Ilya again, but comes to a Locos player. Pressure by Zach, and now Ilya again pushes that one out towards the blue line. Little check along the bench there. Down to 1:27 left in the power play for Lafayette. Getting harassed, centering pass intercepted by Ilya. He'll circle around. Dumps it into the far corner. Colin with it. He tries to get that one out, and it's sitting on the blue line and then got caught up under his skates and did come out to neutral. So they'll have to regroup back through the neutral zone. Good forecheck here by Zach. But here comes Lafayette with it again. Head of steam. This is 75 with it again. He spins around but can't fire off the centering pass as he's harassed by Nolan. But he gets it back. Nolan shoves his guy into the corner. Good hockey play right there. Nolan with it again, or Nolan fighting for it. Centering pass intercepted by Ilya. 40 seconds left in the power play to Lafayette. Chipped up the boards by Kai. Here's Zach with it. He'll get to the red line and just dump it in. Kai will go after it on the forecheck. Zach goes for a line change, or for a change. Down to 28 seconds left in the power play. Lafayette will come. One more attempt on this power play for them. Good poke there by Ilya. He's having a great game today. But Lafayette still controls it. Centering pass intercepted by Nolan. Glove down by the Lafayette player. Christian throws a stick at it, finds a player. That shot went deflected. I don't know if Branson got a piece of that or if it went off of the Lafayette player, but it went wide of the net. That'll do it for the power play. We're back to even strength. Fires a wrister from the top of the circle. Kick save by Branson. Goes to the far boards. Swept towards the blue line, but not out. Now I think this is Trace with it. Sends that one up towards the boards. And there we come back the other way. This is Christian with it. Gets it pushed off his stick briefly, but he got it back. Sent it behind the net. Trace on the forecheck, but goes around him. And here we come back the other way. Lafayette. Hawks are back on defense, though. Good step by Kellen, though. Oh, he had Trace on a breakaway, but just couldn't quite get that pass off as he was getting harassed from behind. Lafayette still with it. Gets back to his forehand. That one goes wide of the net. Branson might have gotten a piece of that. Kellen with it near the blue line. He's got Trace on this side. Finds him. He's got a little breakaway. Can he get that one? Kick save by the Lafayette goalie. Tyler races in to keep it deep for a moment, and now Kellen helps out off the boards. I think that one bounced off the ref. Pushed back up towards the blue line. Now Kellen pushes that one back into the zone. Lafayette will send it back to our blue line. Centering pass from Larry to Trace, but gets pushed off of his stick, and here comes Lafayette up this near side. Tyler trying to harass him from behind. He does. He pokes it off of his stick. Larry now goes after the player, and they don't call anything there as he gets shoved into the boards. That's just hockey. Rhett giving his guy the business in the corner, helped out by Trace, but Lafayette comes away with it. One-timer in the crease, sent on net. Branson jumps on it and smothers it. 8:08 left in the third period, 5-2 Hawks. Face off from our defensive zone. Even strength hockey right now. Deflected by Kellen, and he's going to have a breakaway. Winds up the forehand. Good save by the Lafayette goalie. But Kellen gets it back. Centering pass. Bounced up through the slot. And now pushed out towards the blue line. And Lafayette will come back the other way. A 2-on-3 back the other way. Kellen and Nolan on the far side. Break that up, though. And they'll spin it around and come back this way. Tyler chasing after it on the near boards. Deflects it to himself. But Lafayette gets there first. Skates away with it behind the net, and they'll get a head of steam. Centering pass, good job by Lafayette to break that one out. Comes into the zone, fires a wrister high over the net. 7:25 left in the third period. Centering pass a little too far, but deflected right to Colin, and here he comes into the zone. That was offsides. 7:17 left in the game. Trace on the face-off. Neutral zone draw. One back by the Hawks. Rhett and Ilya with it. That one flipped up towards neutral. Lafayette intercepts, though, and they'll come back into the zone. Now that comes back towards our offensive zone. Lafayette gets it. And now Trace intercepts it. And it's a 3-on-1. Back the other way. Drops it. Good pass. Back to... Great passing by the Hawks. That was Colin to Trace to Zach. Back to Trace on the far post, and he one times it home. A 3-on-1, you should score every time, and they did. Perfect passing by the Hawks there. Great play. Good patience, and a good job not being greedy, not being selfish. Makes it 6-2. 6:50 left in the game. Trace and Zach fight for it here in the blue line. Lafayette skates in, deflects off a leg from the high slot. He couldn't corral that one to get a shot off. Trace now pokes it aside, and now almost pushed out the neutral by Ilya, but Lafayette, good job keeping it in the zone. Rhett shoves his guy into the corner. He's having a good game today, too. Good game by the defense just in general. Zach's able to deflect that one out the center, but Lafayette intercepts it. But then Colin returns the favor, intercepts that one at the center ice line, and dumps it deep. We do a wholesale line change. Lafayette will now bring it up the ice, pass to this far side, but Kai intercepts it. Good job on the forecheck. He gets taken out at center ice, and he's slow to get up. Lost his stick. Looks like it's his leg. But he's going to stay on the ice because he's a tough kid. He doesn't need to go to the bench for an injury. He's fine. He'll skate it off. Here's Bryden racing up through center ice. 1-on-5. Fires a wrister, glove save, and frozen by the Lafayette goalie. 5:44 left in the game. 6-2 Hawks. 4 unanswered goals here by the Hawks. Bryden on the face-off. Won by the Locos. Pushed up towards the blue line, and they'll skate it out to neutral. Skates it in the zone. Spins around. Pass intercepted by Christian. Still harassing his player on the far side. Bryden got a poke on that, and Christian will come away with it. 2-on-2 with some Lafayette players racing back. Here's Tyler with it on the near side. Tries to get it onto his forehand. He loses an edge, goes into the boards hard. Still fighting for it. Slides it to Bryden. Bryden spins around with it through the circle, makes a move. Tries to split a couple guys, but too many sticks in the way, and Lafayette breaks it up, and they'll break out through neutral. But going for a line change, a little slowly developing play here. Comes into the zone, tries a centering pass, did find the Locos player, but too many sticks in the way, couldn't get that one off. That shot goes wide of the net. We're under 5 minutes left in the game. Oh, good job by Bryden. Gets it up to Tyler, kicks it to Christian, gets to the red line, and he just dumps it in, and we'll go for another wholesale line change. Keeping fresh players on the ice. Here's Carson back on the ice, just out of his reach, and then just out of Kellen's reach. Lafayette flips that one towards neutral. Rolling puck intercepted by Carson. Or no, that's Zach. He sends that one to the far side to Carson, who flipped one times to Kellen. Kellen with it. He fires a wrister up and over the net. Kept at the blue line by Cole. He can't get it deep as it goes off the stick of the Lafayette player. Zach with it now. Tries to break in. Carson throws that one towards the net. Caught and frozen by Lafayette. 4:05 left in the game. Carson on the faceoff. Cole gets it, throws it deep into the corner. Pushed all the way around to the far side, but kept in by Kellen. He circles around, hits the brakes, tries to get around a few guys, still has it, but then lost it off while he was in the slot. Cole winds up a wrister that goes wide of the net. Goes behind the net into the far corner. Kept at the blue line by Ilya, but Lafayette able to push that one out to neutral. Here's Cole with it. He'll take his time, hits the brakes, and he'll skate up through center. Now cuts to the left side. Spins around, looking for some help. Sees Zach on this far side, but just missed him. But kept in the zone by Kellen. He still has it pushed off of his stick, but he gets it back. Tries to get towards the center of the net. Too much traffic in front, pushed aside. I think that was poked away by the goalie. 3:11 left in the game, 6-2 Hawks. Lafayette gets into the zone. That one deflects high in the air. And now pushed up to Zach, but he loses an edge. Lafayette will be able to collect this and regroup through center. That shot from the high slot goes wide of the net. We're under 3 minutes left in the game. That's Cole with it in the corner. Tries to push it up the boards, but can't do it. Now he does. Skating away with it. Splits some defenders. Loses it, but right to Trace. He sends that one to the near side boards. Will apply some pressure. Helped out by Cole, but now here comes Lafayette back the other way. 1-on-3. Now gets some help. Sends it back to the point. That one kicked aside by Branson. Colin with it on the boards. Flips it up to Kai, but bounces over his stick. Lafayette sends it back towards center ice. Poked by Colin. Nice play by Colin to step around a few guys. Centering pass deflects to a Lafayette player. We're down to 2 minutes left in the game. Long pass out to center ice to Lafayette. He'll skate in. Tries to cut into center. Loses it. Good poke. I think that was Rhett maybe on that poke. Centering pass finds a Lafayette player, but poked off of his stick by Nolan. Now Trace is able to prevent another shot from the slot. Colin was looking to get Kai on a breakaway, but couldn't quite find the seam. Lafayette will come back with it this way. Kai loses an edge, goes down hard along the boards underneath me, but Rhett will chase this one down in the corner. Slides out into the far side to Nolan, who comes back the other way. He gets tripped. That'll be a penalty coming up against Lafayette. 1:21 left in the game, a tripping call to Lafayette. So the Hawks will go back on the power play. And unless they score, they'll have the man advantage for the rest of this contest. Face-off one back to Cole. He sends that one on net, but no one in the way. The goalie saw it the whole way and is able to block it and freeze it. 1:16 left in the game. Bryden with on the face-off again. Christian had a chance for it, but poked off of his stick, and something's coming up. I think they're going to call a bench minor maybe. They're kicking someone out of the game. I think one of the coaches was giving the ref the business. So the coach for Lafayette will hit the showers early. I don't know what he's complaining about. I didn't see anything too blatant going on that deserved any extra attention. But whatever. Maybe that'll fire up his players for the last 1:12 of this game. Bryden on the faceoff. So now it's a 5-on-3 for the Hawks. Here's Nolan with it. He winds it up, finds Tyler, goes off of his stick. He now pushes it back to Cole. He'll send it back to Tyler, looking for some help, sends it across to the far side. That's Christian with it. He'll hit the brakes, circle around, getting harassed. Leaves it for Nolan. He skates into the circle, finds Christian, who hands that one off. Good defense there by Lafayette to poke it out to neutral. 43 seconds left in this game. Here's Cole with it. He'll skate it into the zone. Dumps it deep. Lafayette gets there, fires it all the way around the boards. Nolan with it. Sends that one towards the center. That was Christian with it on the far post. Couldn't quite flip that one over his leg. Nolan with it. Centers, circles around, fires a wrister. That one deflects into the corner. Tyler with it. He fires a shot at the goalie. Glove save. Back out towards the blue line. Cole with it now. He sends that one across to Nolan. He fires a wrister. That one deflects up into the netting. with 8.1 seconds left. Good job by the Hawks controlling the puck on this 5-on-3. See if we can get one more power play goal here. Bryden, another clean face-off win. Cole whiffed on it, but they're able to keep it in the zone. Tyler, the one-timer, saved by the goalie with 1.4 seconds left. We'll have one more face-off. Bryden on the face-off. Gets caught up underneath him, and that'll do it, folks. A 6-2 win for the Hawks. Good way to get back into the groove before this team heads to, really not Seattle. This tournament that we're going to is in Tacoma. Beautiful Tacoma, Washington. We'll see you from there. I believe game 1 is on Saturday morning. Let me see if I can tell you the time real quick. It will be Saturday, 1:55 p.m. Pacific time against Vancouver. 2 games Saturday, 1:55 p.m. Pacific, 7:05 p.m. Pacific. Late game for you East Coasters to watch. Then we'll have Sunday, 8:10 a.m. That's a little bit more reasonable. Monday, 8:10 a.m. And then the championship game is that afternoon on Monday, January 19th. All right, we'll see you then.